I think I got the picks to bring us home some money. Hit that intro. Today I bring to you some Underdog picks. Underdog is a website where you could go ahead and throw some money on there, and you could bet players' overages and unders on receptions, touchdowns, rushing yards, receiving yards, just a multitude of things. So I have a few picks that I like this week that I figure we could dive into and maybe bring some money to the supporters of the channel, or just see how I pan out with my picks. I threw 50 on the account, and we're gonna do two $10 about three pick parlays to just start us off this week. These are only gonna be Sunday picks. The Saturday game starts in roughly 2 hours. I know I won't have this up before then, so I decided to just ride with the Sunday picks that I like. Let's hop right into these pick'ems for NFL. And as you can see, they've thrown a bunch of sports on there. I'm probably gonna do a little boxing one tonight. That Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight is gonna be happening tonight. I do not think it goes the distance this time, so I am gonna bet the under on the punches thrown. But that we'll talk about how that pans out another time. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some of these Sunday picks on here for you guys. Ooh, they have Kendrick Bourne grayed out. I did a bet that included him on the not underdog, on Sleeper's squad play. So I wonder if news has come out that he'll be out this game. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. But let's move on. Let's move on. Let's go on to the Sunday picks. This is the real reason we're here. We start with the Dallas New York game. Not too much I like in this game, to be honest with you. I don't know who's going to be the receiver of choice for Dak. If I was to bet anything, probably is over, but he has been underperforming as of late. Evan Ingram, 26.5 is pretty enticing, but again, anything can happen with that receiving core. With Mike Glennon at the helm, I'm not feeling too confident, so I'm going to keep moving. In this one, I do like Amon-Ra about 5.5 receptions. They are going to have to be chasing the Arizona Cardinals. Rondell Moore, 33.5 receiving yards. With a guy like D-Hop out, he gets more time on the field. But Rondell has burnt me a lot in the past. But I feel like this is the game. Actually, I'm going to ride with my boy. I'm going to throw him on there. His over the 33.5. We can scroll down, keep it moving, keep it moving. I do want to stay away from this game as well. If I like any of the picks, it's Pittsburgh going to Tennessee, so I do like Ben to throw a pick. I'm going to leave that alone for now. Some of my hard-hitting, though, picks that I do like for this week come in this Houston Jacks game. I think the Brandon Cooks play is a definite over. I feel like this is the week they let James Robinson break out and do his thing. I like his combine of 99.5 rushing and receiving. The receiving core, it's a little bit tough to decide who I want to ride with here, but I do like Marvin Jones' play as well. But in terms of locks, I am feeling James Robinson over 99.5 receiving yards and Brandon Cooks over 61.5 receiving yards. And we're going to ride with the Rondell Moore over as well, over 33.5. We're going to go ahead and lock that in for 6 times the profit, $10 for 60, and we're going to submit that. What I'm trying to learn is to not go ahead and throw a 5 pick out there because I've gone 4 for 5 many times. So we're just going to take it easy on this vid and see how we pan out. All right, so we're going to lock that one in, and now we're going to go back and play 3 other picks that I do like for the week. We're looking at, again, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown's 5.5 receptions. I feel like he's a lock for that. That offense is torn up. There's not many guys to target. So we're going to go ahead and lock him in for that over 5.5 receptions against the Arizona Cardinals, where I expect it to be a high-scoring game for the Cardinals. And Detroit is going to have to try to keep pace, so I like him to get a lot of receptions. Try not to stack similar picks in multiple parlays. That's another thing I would suggest against. So we're going to go ahead and skip past that Houston and Jacksonville game and come down here to the Jets-Miami game, where I like Devontae Parker's 58.5, and I also like Albert Wilson's 28.5. With the way he plays, he could catch that in one reception. We'll get him that 28.5, and I feel like this Jets defense can be had a little bit through the air. But I feel way more confident about DJ Moore, 53.5 receiving yards, in a matchup where there's no Tre'Davious White, and they're going to have to keep pace with the Bills' high-scoring offense. So I'm loving the 53.5 for DJ Moore. I feel like this is a week where he gets back in the flow of things. It just depends who's the quarterback, but I'm fairly confident that he will hit that mark. Another mark I do love is George Kittle's 5.5 receptions. I am also a huge fan of Cordero Patterson's combined yardage. I'm going to go ahead and see what else we have on the board, though, before I lock those in. We're looking at high-scoring game possibly here, Bengals versus Denver. I'm going to stay away. There's a lot of pass catchers here. Denver does have a solid defense. It is in Cincinnati. That does alter it a bit. They're not in the altitude, so I do feel better about the offensive players on Cincinnati's side of the field, but I am not counting any of those as a definite lock, so I'm going to keep it moving. And this is all they have so far going forward for the Sunday. So we're going to go right back up top. I'm going to avoid all of this right now. I do love Devontae Adams, 91.5 receiving yards, but I am going to avoid that as of now. Let's go right back up to this game. Hit my boy Cordero Patterson. You know what? We're going to get a little spicy. We'll go for a 5-pick one here. We're going to go for the 5.5 receptions here. And I'm going to lock in Albert Wilson as well. What are we at? Is that 4 picks? Nope, that's 5 picks. So we're going to go for the whole 20. We're going to go 10 to make 200. And that's our second one. All right. There we go. So this is just more of a quicker vid. Just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what we're going to try to hit in this upcoming week of pick'ems. So it's going to be Albert Wilson over 28.5 receiving yards against the Jets. DJ Moore over 53.5 against the Buffalo defense. 5.5 receptions for Amon-Ra St. Brown against Arizona. 5.5 receptions for Kittle against a very, very porous ATL defense. And Cordero Patterson to combine for over 86.5 rushing and receiving yards when he is their utility guy on that team. Then we're going to come down here to the Rondale Moore over 33.5. Brandon Cooks over 61.5. And James Robinson to be unleashed essentially against the Houston team for over 99.5 rushing and receiving combined. All right, this has been the Kick and Post YouTube channel. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.